Ladies and gentlemen, let me talk to you about something real, something raw, something we've all felt deep in our bones: karma. That unstoppable force, the great equalizer, the silent witness to every deed, good or bad. It doesn't knock on the door, it kicks it down. It doesn't ask permission, it takes its due. Now, life has a funny way of balancing the scales, doesn't it? You see, some folks think they can get away with anything. They cut corners, they lie, they hurt, they betray. But let me tell you something karma doesn't miss. It doesn't forget. It doesn't rush either. No, karma is patient. It waits in the shadows, biding its time, sharpening its claws. And when it's ready, oh, it strikes with precision. You ever see someone who thought they had it all figured out, manipulating, scheming, stepping on others to climb higher? And then one day, boom, the very ladder they used to climb collapses under them. That's karma at work, my friends. It's not revenge, it's justice. It's the universe's way of saying you reap what you sow. But here's the thing, it's not just about them. It's about us. It's about how we live, how we treat people, how we handle adversity. Because karma doesn't just hit them back, it watches us too. Are we sowing seeds of kindness, love, and integrity? Or are we planting thorns? Because whatever you plant, you better believe that's what's going to grow. So when you see someone out there getting what they gave, don't gloat, don't celebrate their downfall. Instead, let it be a lesson, a reminder. Keep your side of the street clean. Walk with integrity, even when no one's watching. Because trust me, karma is always watching. And if you've been wronged, if you've been hurt, let karma do its job. Don't carry that weight. Don't waste your energy plotting payback. The universe handles its business. It always does. You just keep moving forward. Keep shining your light. Keep doing the right thing. Because at the end of the day, karma isn't just about hitting them back. It's about keeping us all in check. It's about accountability. It's about balance. And when we understand that, when we live by that, we find peace. Not just for ourselves, but for the world around us. So let karma handle its business and you handle yours. Stay true, stay kind, and let the universe work its magic, because it will. It always does. Karma is often described as a force of balance, a universal mechanism ensuring that every action, intention, and choice we make carries a consequence. It operates like an unseen cosmic scale, weighing our deeds and redistributing their energy back to us. This concept, deeply rooted in philosophy and spirituality, reminds us that our lives are interconnected and the energy we put into the world is reflected in what we receive. While some people view karma as mystical or abstract, it can also be understood through the lens of cause and effect, a natural law that governs human behavior and relationships. Imagine throwing a stone into a calm pond. The ripples spread outward, touching every corner of the surface before eventually returning to the center. This is a metaphor for how karma works. Every action we take, whether it's a kind word or a hurtful remark, creates ripples in the fabric of life. These ripples don't just disappear, they move outward, influencing others and then circle back to us in ways we may not always recognize. Karma doesn't act as a judge or executioner, it's simply the mechanism by which the energy we generate is reflected back into our lives. In practice, karma teaches us the importance of mindfulness and intentionality. When we are aware of our actions and their potential consequences, we are more likely to make choices that align with kindness, compassion, and fairness. It encourages us to consider not just the immediate outcomes of our decisions, but the long-term effects they may have on others and ourselves. For example, when someone chooses to help a stranger in need, they are creating positive energy that may inspire others to do the same. Over time, this positive energy has a way of finding its way back to the originator, often in unexpected forms. Karma also serves as a reminder of interconnectedness. Our actions don't occur in isolation, they affect the people around us, who then influence others in turn. A single act of generosity can set off a chain reaction of goodwill, just as a moment of cruelty can lead to a cascade of negativity. By recognizing this interconnectedness, we begin to understand that our choices carry a responsibility not just to ourselves but to the broader web of life. This awareness can motivate us to act with greater care and empathy, knowing that what we do has far reaching consequences. Some people might question the fairness of karma, especially when they see good people suffering or those who seem to do wrong thriving. However, karma operates on its own timeline, not ours. It's not always immediate or obvious, which can make it seem inconsistent or unfair. But its power lies in its patience. Karma doesn't rush to deliver justice or balance, it waits for the right moment when the lesson will be most impactful. This patience teaches us to trust the process and focus on our own actions rather than worrying about the perceived injustices in others' lives. The idea of karma as a balancer also emphasizes the importance of personal accountability. It shifts the focus away from blaming external circumstances and toward understanding our role in shaping our own lives. If we face challenges, it encourages us to ask ourselves what we might learn from these experiences and how we can grow. It's not about blaming ourselves for every hardship, but recognizing that our choices contribute to the energy we attract. This perspective empowers us to take control of our lives by making better decisions and cultivating a positive mindset. On the flip side, karma also serves as a deterrent against harmful behavior. Knowing that negative actions will eventually lead to negative consequences can encourage restraint and reflection. It reminds us that cutting corners, hurting others, or acting selfishly may bring temporary gains but will ultimately lead to imbalance in our lives. This understanding can inspire us to live with integrity even when it's difficult or inconvenient, because we know that the energy we project will eventually return to us. Ultimately, karma as a balancer is not about punishment or reward, it's about equilibrium. It ensures that the scales of life remain fair and just, even if we can't always see it happening in real time. This principle invites us to live with intention, to treat others with respect, and to approach life with humility. When we align ourselves with the flow of karma, we contribute to a cycle of positivity and harmony that benefits not only us but the world around us. It's a call to recognize the power of our choices and to use that power wisely, knowing that every action matters in the grand tapestry of life. Karma operates with a sense of patience that transcends human understanding. It doesn't rush to deliver outcomes or balance the scales. Instead, it waits for the right moment to act. This quality of patience is one of the most profound and misunderstood aspects of karma. While we often look for immediate justice or quick results, karma works in its own time, teaching us lessons about trust, endurance, and the natural rhythm of life. People often feel frustrated when they see individuals who behave unethically, cruelly, or selfishly appear to thrive. It's easy to question the fairness of life when wrongdoing seems to go unchecked, while those who act with integrity sometimes struggle. But karma doesn't operate like a human judge or legal system. It doesn't follow our timelines or expectations. Its process is much more subtle and deliberate. The delay in karmic justice isn't a flaw, it's a reflection of its deeper purpose. Karma ensures that when consequences arrive, they are not only appropriate but also meaningful, hitting with precision when the time is right. This patience serves a greater purpose. If karma were immediate, people would likely act out of fear rather than genuine understanding or morality. Imagine if every bad deed resulted in instant punishment, people might avoid wrongdoing, but their behavior would be driven by a desire to escape pain rather than a deeper commitment to doing good. By taking its time, karma allows individuals to experience the full arc of their choices, giving them opportunities to reflect, grow, and transform. It's not just about delivering consequences, it's about fostering personal evolution. The delayed nature of karma also creates space for people to recognize their mistakes and make amends. Human beings are complex and we often act out of ignorance, pain, or misunderstanding. If karma were swift and unforgiving, it wouldn't allow room for redemption or learning. Instead, the patience of karma provides an opportunity for individuals to realize the harm they've caused and take steps to correct it. This ability to change and make better choices is one of the most powerful aspects of karma's design. For those on the receiving end of harm or injustice, karma's patience can be challenging to accept. When we are hurt, betrayed, or wronged, it's natural to want immediate resolution or retribution. But karma asks us to let go of that need and trust the process. By doing so, we free ourselves from the burden of anger and resentment. Holding on to the idea of vengeance or constantly seeking justice can consume our energy and peace of mind. Karma's patience reminds us to focus on our own actions and healing rather than fixating on others' wrongdoing. The justice we seek may not come when we want it, but it will come in a way that aligns with the greater balance of the universe. There's also a beauty in how karma's patience allows life to unfold in unexpected ways. Often we may not see how karma works behind the scenes, but over time, patterns emerge that reveal its influence. A person who takes advantage of others might seem to succeed initially, but eventually the foundation they've built on lies and manipulation will crumble. Similarly, someone who consistently acts with kindness and integrity may face setbacks, but their unwavering character will attract positive opportunities and relationships in the long run. These outcomes aren't always visible in the moment, but they become clear when viewed through the lens of time. Karma's patience teaches us to trust in the natural flow of life. In a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, it's reassuring to know that there is a force working to maintain balance. This trust doesn't mean we should sit back passively or avoid taking responsibility for our actions. Instead, it encourages us to live with integrity and faith, knowing that the energy we put into the world will eventually return to us. It's a reminder that life is a long journey, and the outcomes we seek may take time to manifest. Ultimately, the patience of karma challenges us to develop resilience and perspective. It asks us to let go of our need for immediate results and embrace the idea that everything happens in its own time. By doing so, we can find peace in the midst of uncertainty and focus on living authentically. Karma's patience isn't a delay or a denial, it's a gift allowing us to grow, learn, and align ourselves with the greater balance of the universe. Through this lens, we can see karma not as a force of punishment, but as a teacher, guiding us toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and the interconnected world we inhabit. Karma operates not as an agent of revenge, but as a force of justice, ensuring that the energy we put out into the world returns to us in kind. This distinction is crucial because it transforms karma from a mechanism of punishment to one of balance and fairness. Revenge is driven by anger, bitterness, and the desire to inflict pain, often perpetuating a cycle of harm. Justice, on the other hand, is impartial and restorative, seeking to restore equilibrium rather than escalate conflict. Karma embodies this higher principle, working to teach lessons, foster growth, and maintain harmony in the grand scheme of life. One of the reasons people misunderstand karma is because of the human tendency to equate fairness with retribution. When we are wronged, it's natural to feel anger and a desire to see the other person suffer in the same way they hurt us. This is the essence of revenge, a personal, emotional reaction aimed at evening the score. But revenge often leads to more harm than healing, creating a chain reaction of negativity. It's like throwing fuel on a fire, ensuring it burns hotter and longer. Karma, however, doesn't operate out of malice or emotion. It doesn't act as a weapon, but as a mirror, reflecting back to each person the consequences of their choices in a way that aligns with universal balance. The justice karma delivers is not always immediate or obvious, and this can be difficult for those who have been wronged. In moments of pain or betrayal, it's tempting to wish for instant karmic retribution, to see the person who hurt us experience the same suffering. However, karma's justice is not about satisfying our personal sense of vengeance. It's about ensuring that every action carries its natural consequence, whether we witness it or not. Karma works beyond our awareness, often shaping outcomes in ways we cannot see or predict. This impartiality is one of its greatest strengths. It acts not out of personal vendettas, but in alignment with the broader order of the universe. Another important aspect of karma as justice is its emphasis on personal accountability. Unlike revenge, which is focused on what others have done, karma encourages us to reflect on our own actions and their potential consequences. It shifts the focus from external blame to internal responsibility. When we understand that our actions will inevitably return to us, we become more mindful of the choices we make. This accountability empowers us to break cycles of negativity by choosing kindness, honesty, and integrity even in the face of provocation. Instead of retaliating when we are wrong, we can trust karma to handle the balance while we focus on maintaining our own sense of peace and morality. Karma's justice is also deeply transformative. It doesn't merely punish bad behavior, it offers lessons that lead to growth and self awareness. When someone experiences the consequences of their harmful actions, they are given an opportunity to reflect, learn, and change. This process of reckoning is often more impactful than any external punishment could be. For example, a person who lies and manipulates others may eventually find themselves in a situation where trust is denied to them, forcing them to confront the impact of their actions. This realization can inspire a desire to act differently in the future, breaking the cycle of harm and creating space for positive change. For those who have been wronged, karma as justice offers an invitation to let go of the burden of anger and resentment. When we trust that the universe will handle the balance, we free ourselves from the exhausting need to seek revenge. This doesn't mean we condone harmful behavior or ignore injustice, it means we choose to rise above it. By focusing on our own growth and healing, we refuse to let someone else's actions define us. Karma's justice allows us to release the weight of negativity and move forward with clarity and purpose. At its core, karma as justice is a reflection of the natural laws of cause and effect. Every action, whether good or bad, creates an energy that will eventually return to its source. This process is not about punishment or reward in a moralistic sense, it's about maintaining the balance of the universe. When we act with kindness and integrity, we contribute to a cycle of positivity that benefits not only ourselves but also the people around us. Conversely, when we act with malice or selfishness, we set in motion forces that will eventually lead to discomfort or suffering. By understanding karma as justice rather than revenge, we can cultivate a sense of trust in the natural flow of life. We don't need to control or manipulate outcomes, we simply need to act in alignment with our highest values and allow karma to do its work. This perspective encourages us to live authentically, make thoughtful choices, and treat others with respect, knowing that the energy we give is the energy we will ultimately receive. It's a reminder that life isn't about settling scores, it's about learning, growing, and contributing to the greater harmony of the world. The idea that everyone is held accountable for their actions is one of the most significant lessons karma teaches us. Accountability is the cornerstone of karma, a universal reminder that no action goes unnoticed or unreciprocated. In life, we often witness situations where people seem to evade the consequences of their behavior, leading to feelings of frustration or helplessness. However, karma assures us that accountability is inevitable, even if it doesn't manifest in ways we expect or at the pace we desire. It works silently and impartially, ensuring that every action, no matter how small, carries a corresponding outcome. At its essence, karma challenges us to take responsibility for the energy we put into the world. Our actions, words, and intentions create ripples that influence not just our lives but the lives of others. These ripples eventually return to us, shaping the circumstances we face and the experiences we have. This cycle of cause and effect is a powerful motivator to live with awareness and integrity. When we understand that we are the architects of our own fate, we become more mindful of our choices, knowing they will eventually come full circle. Accountability through karma is not about punishment, it's about reflection and growth. Every outcome we experience, whether positive or negative, is an opportunity to learn. If we encounter hardships, karma invites us to ask, what role did I play in this situation? What can I learn from it? This doesn't mean we are to blame for every difficulty, as some challenges are beyond our control. However, it does encourage us to examine our actions and intentions honestly, helping us grow wiser and more self-aware. By embracing this process of self-reflection, we take ownership of our journey and empower ourselves to make better decisions in the future. This accountability extends to all areas of life, from personal relationships to professional interactions. For instance, if someone consistently treats others with kindness, compassion, and respect, they are likely to attract similar energy in return. Positive relationships, trust, and goodwill naturally flow toward those who live with integrity. Conversely, if someone acts selfishly, dishonestly, or harmfully, they may find themselves surrounded by mistrust, conflict, or loneliness. These outcomes are not arbitrary, they are the natural results of the energy that person has put into the world. Karma's emphasis on accountability also serves as a powerful deterrent against harmful behavior. When we understand that our actions will inevitably return to us, we are less likely to engage in behaviors that hurt others or ourselves. This awareness encourages us to pause and consider the consequences before acting out of anger, greed, or fear. It reminds us that the choices we make in moments of weakness or impulsivity can have long-lasting repercussions. This understanding doesn't just protect others, it protects us from the negative consequences of our own actions. At the same time, karma's accountability is deeply liberating. It empowers us to take control of our lives by recognizing that we are not victims of circumstance, but active participants in shaping our reality. While we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond and the energy we put into the world. This perspective shifts us from a mindset of helplessness to one of empowerment, reminding us that our actions today lay the foundation for our future. For those who feel wronged or betrayed, karma's accountability offers a sense of justice without the need for personal retribution. It encourages us to release the burden of anger and resentment, trusting that the universe will handle the balance. This trust doesn't mean we passively accept harm or injustice. It means we focus on our own growth and healing rather than getting entangled in cycles of revenge or negativity. By doing so, we preserve our peace of mind and allow karma to work in its own time and way. Karma also holds a mirror to our intentions. It's not just what we do that matters, but why we do it. Actions driven by selfish motives or hidden agendas, even if they appear positive on the surface, often lead to unintended negative consequences. Conversely, acts of genuine kindness and generosity, even if small, create positive energy that ripples outward and returns to us in profound ways. This focus on intention encourages us to act with authenticity and sincerity, knowing that the truth of our motives will always be reflected back to us. Ultimately, karma's accountability is a call to live consciously and intentionally. It reminds us that we are co-creators of our reality, with the power to shape our experiences through the choices we make. By taking responsibility for our actions, we align ourselves with the flow of the universe and contribute to a cycle of positivity and balance. This accountability is not a burden, but a gift, offering us the opportunity to grow, learn, and create a life that reflects the best of who we are. Focusing on integrity is one of the most empowering ways to align with the principles of karma. Integrity is the foundation of ethical and meaningful living, ensuring that our actions, words, and intentions are consistently guided by honesty, kindness, and respect for others. When we focus on acting with integrity, we create a positive flow of energy that not only benefits those around us, but also brings peace and balance into our own lives. In the context of karma, living with integrity ensures that the seeds we plant in the world grow into positive outcomes, reinforcing the idea that what we give is what we ultimately receive. Integrity begins with a commitment to authenticity. To act with integrity means to live in alignment with our values and principles, even when it's inconvenient or challenging. It requires us to be true to ourselves and to others, avoiding deceit, manipulation, or shortcuts. This authenticity is vital in maintaining the harmony that karma seeks to uphold. When we act out of alignment with our true selves by lying, cheating, or behaving selfishly, we create dissonance, and karma reflects that dissonance back to us in the form of challenges or imbalances. One of the greatest strengths of integrity is its ability to build trust. In our personal and professional relationships, integrity fosters a sense of reliability and respect. People who act with integrity are seen as dependable and sincere, creating bonds that are strong and lasting. These positive relationships generate a cycle of goodwill, where trust and respect are reciprocated. Conversely, when someone acts dishonestly or unethically, it erodes trust and creates a ripple effect of negativity, ultimately isolating them from meaningful connections. This is karma at work, showing us that the energy we project into the world returns to us through the quality of our relationships and experiences. Integrity is also about consistency, doing the right thing even when no one is watching. It's easy to act ethically when there are external rewards or recognition, But true integrity requires us to uphold our principles regardless of external validation. This consistency aligns us with the natural flow of karma, which values authenticity over appearances. Acting with integrity in private moments demonstrates a commitment to personal accountability, reinforcing the idea that we are always responsible for the energy we create, even when it seems invisible. Karma teaches us that integrity is not just about major decisions or grand gestures, it's about the small, everyday choices we make. From how we treat strangers to how we handle minor conflicts, every action contributes to the energy we put into the world. Acts of kindness, fairness, and understanding, no matter how small, create a ripple effect of positivity that can grow into something much larger. Similarly, small acts of dishonesty or cruelty, even if seemingly insignificant, can accumulate into negative consequences over time. By focusing on integrity in all aspects of life, we ensure that the energy we create is consistently aligned with our highest values. Living with integrity also brings a sense of inner peace and self-respect. When our actions align with our values, we eliminate the internal conflict that arises from dishonesty or unethical behavior. This inner harmony allows us to navigate life with confidence and clarity, knowing that we are living authentically. Karma reflects this inner peace outward, creating circumstances and relationships that resonate with our sense of balance and integrity. Conversely, when we act against our values, we often feel guilt, shame, or anxiety, emotions that disrupt our sense of well-being and attract further negativity. Integrity doesn't mean perfection. It's not about never making mistakes. Rather, it's about taking responsibility for our actions and striving to do better. When we make a mistake, acting with integrity means acknowledging it, making amends, and learning from the experience. This approach not only fosters personal growth but also aligns with the principles of karma, which values accountability and self-improvement. By owning our actions and working to correct them, we break cycles of negativity and create opportunities for positive change. One of the most profound aspects of integrity is its ability to inspire others. When we act with honesty, kindness, and authenticity, we set an example for those around us. Our behavior can encourage others to adopt similar values, creating a ripple effect of positivity that extends far beyond our immediate actions. This is how karma works on a broader scale, amplifying the impact of individual choices to create collective harmony. By focusing on integrity, we contribute not only to our own well-being, but also to the well-being of our communities and the world at large. Ultimately, focusing on integrity is about recognizing the interconnectedness of our actions and their consequences. It's about understanding that every choice we make contributes to the energy we send out into the universe, which will eventually return to us. By living with honesty, authenticity, and kindness, we ensure that this energy is positive and aligned with our highest values. This creates a life of balance, harmony, and fulfillment, a life that reflects the very best of who we are and what we stand for. Karma is often described as a cycle, a process through which the energy of our actions, intentions, and choices moves outward into the world and eventually returns to us. This cyclical nature of karma underscores an essential truth: what we give, we receive. The energy we project, whether positive or negative, creates patterns that shape our experiences, relationships, and outcomes. Understanding karma as a cycle allows us to see life as interconnected, where every action plays a role in the broader rhythm of existence. The idea that what goes around comes around is not just a moral teaching, but also a profound insight into how cause and effect operate on a universal scale. Every action we take, every word we speak, and every thought we entertain contributes to the energy we send out into the world. These actions and intentions create ripples like a stone dropped into water, affecting not only the immediate environment but also eventually circling back to us. This process isn't about punishment or reward, but about maintaining balance and harmony in the grand scheme of life. Karma's cyclical nature highlights the importance of mindfulness. When we understand that our actions will return to us, we are more likely to approach life with intentionality and care. For instance, choosing to act with kindness, compassion, and generosity sets in motion a cycle of positivity that will eventually manifest in our own lives. On the other hand, acting with malice, dishonesty, or selfishness creates negative energy that will come back to us in ways that disrupt our peace and happiness. By being mindful of the energy we generate, we can actively shape a cycle that nurtures growth, love, and fulfillment. One of the most powerful aspects of karma as a cycle is its ability to teach us. The energy that returns to us often carries valuable lessons, helping us understand the impact of our actions and make better choices in the future. For example, if someone spreads negativity or harm, they may find themselves in situations where they experience similar pain or struggle. These experiences are not merely consequences but opportunities for growth, encouraging introspection and transformation. Similarly, when positive energy returns to us, it reinforces the value of living with integrity and compassion, motivating us to continue contributing to the cycle in meaningful ways. The cyclical nature of karma also emphasizes interconnectedness. Our lives are not isolated, they are part of a vast web of relationships, interactions, and shared experiences. When we act with kindness or harm, we don't just affect ourselves, we influence the lives of others, who in turn affect even more people. This ripple effect ensures that the energy we create doesn't just return to us directly, but also shapes the collective experiences of our communities and the world. By contributing positive energy to this cycle, we help create an environment where kindness and understanding thrive, benefiting everyone involved. For those who feel wronged or hurt, karma as a cycle offers hope and reassurance. It teaches us that we don't need to seek revenge or hold on to anger because the universe will naturally restore balance. The harm done to us will create its own consequences for the perpetrator, just as the good we do will generate positive outcomes for us. Trusting this process allows us to focus on healing and growth rather than getting caught in cycles of negativity or retaliation. Karma's cyclical nature also challenges us to take a long-term view of life. Often, we may not see the immediate results of our actions, leading to frustration or doubt about whether karma is real or effective. However, the cycle of karma operates on its own timeline, sometimes taking years or even lifetimes to come full circle. This patience teaches us to trust the process and remain consistent in our values and intentions, knowing that the energy we invest in the world will eventually return to us in ways that are meaningful and just. Another important lesson from karma as a cycle is the opportunity it provides for redemption and change. If we recognize that we've contributed negative energy to the world, we have the power to break the cycle by making amends and choosing a different path. Karma doesn't lock us into a fixed destiny, it offers us the chance to learn, grow, and create new patterns. By acting with love, humility, and sincerity, we can transform even the most negative cycles into positive ones, creating a ripple effect of healing and harmony. Ultimately, karma as a cycle reminds us that life is a continuous process of action, reaction, and transformation. It invites us to live with awareness, knowing that every choice we make contributes to the energy we receive. By embracing this understanding, we can actively create cycles of positivity, love, and balance that benefit not only ourselves but also the world around us. This cyclical flow of karma is not just a law of the universe, it's a powerful guide for living a meaningful, ethical, and fulfilling life. Karma's impartiality is one of its most profound and reassuring qualities. It operates without bias, emotion, or favoritism, ensuring that every action, intention, and thought is met with an appropriate response. This impartial nature means that karma is not influenced by external factors such as social status, wealth, or power. Instead, it adheres strictly to the principle of cause and effect, delivering outcomes that are directly aligned with the energy we put into the world. This universal fairness is a reminder that the universe operates on balance and truth rather than human constructs of privilege or prejudice. In life, we often witness situations that seem unfair. Individuals who harm others may appear to succeed, while those who live with kindness and integrity may face hardship. These observations can lead to frustration or doubt about the concept of justice. However, karma's impartiality reassures us that every action will ultimately be accounted for, even if the outcomes are not immediately visible. The wheels of karma turn at their own pace, often beyond our perception, ensuring that the energy we create finds its way back to us in time. This impartiality is a double-edged sword, serving as both a warning and an encouragement. On one hand, it reminds us that negative actions will inevitably result in negative consequences, regardless of our intentions to escape accountability. No one is exempt from karma's reach, no matter how powerful or clever they may be. On the other hand, it also means that positive actions, no matter how small or unrecognized, will bring about positive outcomes. Acts of kindness, honesty, and generosity contribute to a cycle of goodwill that benefits both the giver and the receiver. Karma's impartial nature also emphasizes the importance of taking personal responsibility. It shifts the focus from external blame to internal reflection, reminding us that our choices shape our experiences. When we act with awareness and integrity, we align ourselves with the universal balance that karma seeks to maintain. Conversely, when we act out of anger, greed, or selfishness, we set in motion forces that will inevitably disrupt our peace and harmony. This understanding empowers us to make conscious decisions, knowing that the energy we invest will return to us in kind. Furthermore, karma's fairness serves as a great equalizer. In a world where human systems of justice can be flawed or biased, karma operates independently of human judgment. It doesn't discriminate based on race, gender, or socioeconomic status. Everyone, regardless of their circumstances, is subject to the same universal law. This impartiality fosters a sense of trust in the natural order of life, reassuring us that balance will always be restored, even if it doesn't happen through human means. Ultimately, karma's impartiality teaches us that life is governed by universal principles rather than arbitrary forces. It reminds us to act with integrity, treat others with respect, and contribute positively to the world, knowing that the energy we put out will come back to us. This understanding encourages us to live authentically and responsibly, creating a life rooted in balance, fairness, and harmony. In the end, karma is not just a universal law. It's a guiding force that holds us accountable, teaches us valuable lessons, and leads us toward a life of balance, integrity, and justice. It reminds us that the energy we put out into the world has a way of coming back to us, often in ways we cannot predict or control. Whether we act with kindness or malice, our actions are never without consequence. But the beauty of karma lies in its impartiality, its ability to restore balance without bias or emotion. It ensures that no good deed goes unnoticed and that no harmful act escapes its reach. As we navigate through life, let us remember that karma is not something to fear, but something to embrace. It's not about seeking revenge or waiting for others to suffer. It's about understanding the deep interconnectedness of our actions and trusting that the universe will take care of the balance. By focusing on our integrity, taking responsibility for our choices, and living authentically, we create the kind of world we wish to live in, one that reflects the values we hold dear. So as you go forward in your own life, remember this: every thought, word, and deed creates a ripple that will ultimately return to you. Make your actions reflect the best of who you are and who you want to become. Live with the knowledge that karma is always at work, guiding, teaching, and restoring balance in ways that are far beyond our understanding. And in doing so, you'll not only see karma hitting back, but you'll also find yourself in alignment with a life that's filled with peace, growth, and true justice.